The gymnasts here get a few minutes just to warm up. They will have had a warm-up both in the arena and also in a warm-up gym that is connected to the Sports Palace. But just before they compete, they are allowed a few moments just to bounce a bit on the floor, do a few of their tumbling passes, and get totally acclimated for what is to come. This is a fantastic opportunity for several nations, but particularly Mongolia. Demden Dorj and his compatriot Ihimbayir Ushukbayir have been at multiple World Challenge Cup competitions, and Demden Dorj Etushan back in 2024 at the World Challenge Cup in Szombathely made history as Mongolia's first ever World Cup or World Challenge Cup medalist. He won bronze on vault, and no Mongolian gymnast has done that since. But the Mongolians will have several chances through this competition over the next 2 days, including here. Another developing story is Vu Tien An of Vietnam. He's 21. He comes from Hanoi. This is his first ever World Challenge Cup, and he made a very big impression with his score on floor exercise in the qualification, 13.2. That was good enough for second. And there we have a look at Dimitar Dimitrov. Dimitrov sixth in the qualification. He comes from a small town in the foothills of the beautiful Rila Mountains, and he just showed us he is more than capable of sticking a double twisting, double tuck, and other things. Dimitrov, the most seasoned competitor at 29 years old in this final. Armenia fans in the crowd waiting to cheer on their man. Often in the crowd, there are school groups, some of them still filing into the arena, as well as gymnasts who took part in the qualifications and maybe haven't made the finals or will be performing in the finals tomorrow. Today, we have men's floor exercise, women's vault, as well as women's uneven bars, pommel horse, and still rings. And after this floor exercise rotation, we will have pommel horse and women's vault taking place concurrently, and then the same with uneven bars and still rings, two of the apparatus that really test the upper body more than anything else. Robert Guillaumian of Armenia will get things started. He was in this final last year and finished in 8th place, in addition to winning bronze on high bar. But to date, this has been his only World Cup or World Challenge Cup appearance.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the warm-up time for this has come to an end. And we are ready to welcome our first finalist on the floor. Let's welcome our Armenia.
The first finalist on men's floor exercise is 19-year-old Robert Guillaumian of Armenia, the 8th strongest in qualification. His score for his opening routine, 12.65. Let's see what he can do now. It's a very decent start form-wise, the round off into the double layout. Unfortunately, with both of his feet going outside the white line and out of bounds, he is going to lose 0.3 of a point. That will be deducted as a penalty, and we'll see that in the breakdown of the final score. We'll be seeing this element, a press to handstand, in which the gymnast uses the upper body strength to pull themselves into the handstand and hold it for at least 2 seconds. A lot, that's a required element on floor exercise. Solid 2.5 twist to front layout with half twist. Changing direction in the tumbling pass. And hopes for just a simple round off layout into the corner. Dismount double pike, very nice stick. And he should be rewarded with 1/10 of a point extra for sticking the dismount. This is a rule that came into effect in men's gymnastics with the new code of points, which in itself went into effect in 2025. It's been an exciting development for gymnastics. It's given the gymnasts a little bit of incentive just to make sure that they are as good as possible on their landings, especially at the end of the routine when they're fatigued. Here's the first pass, round off double layout, and just bounces back and out of bounds with both feet. His first side pass, a round off to double twist, tidily performed, and this, the double pike to end. Really good stuff at the end for Gülmian. Gülmian carried in at 12.65. The D score was not the highest that we'll see. It was only 4.6.
So as we see,
And so we can anticipate a number that is perhaps mid-12s, maybe creeping up towards 13.
From Armenia, 12.65. That was the score of our Armenian athlete. And here we see the final score, 12.75. Our
And the
Robert
score
Gülmian,
for
Armenia.
Robert Gülmian
And
is
here we
a
go with the
12.75.
next
Again,
finalist.
there's the
Let's
0.3
welcome
penalty
and
for going out of bounds with both feet, but he has found a 10th compared to what he did in qualification. Positive start for him. To the Mongolian history maker, Demdindorj Etushan managed to do something that no gymnast from his country was ever able to do. Back in 2024, he won a World Challenge Cup bronze on vault. Here he goes, trying to make history again on floor exercise. Solid front double pike, and although he'll have a small deduction for the hop, he manages to keep it in bounds, so he avoids the penalty. And that's a beautiful double twisting double tuck. There's a real sense of calmness and precision to all of his work. Gorgeous triple twist there. Here's a 2.5 to front layout. Just a little wild going into the front layout, but he just kept things very calm once again, making sure there were no surprises for him on the landing. And just like we saw from the first competitor, round off to double pike dismount. He won't have the stick bonus. But overall, this was a very strong routine. And, dare I say it, much better than what he displayed in the qualification. He is unlikely to have any penalty tenths, whereas in qualification, he had 4/10 of a point. So we should be looking at a score that is higher than the 12.7 that he got in qualification. Here's the opening pass. Very clean, very precise.
That was powerful routine on floor demonstrated.
Here's a display of his power with the double twisting double tuck. Look at his form in these Wendeschwings. The toes are pointed, the body really beautifully extended. And this was one of the highlights of the routine, the triple twist. 2.5 to front layout, well controlled. And then finally, the double pike. Overall, an excellent display from Demden Dorje. Don't count him out for the podium. And the score for Demden Dorje Etouchad is 13.5. He has gained 0.8 of a point over qualification, and that is a score that would put him first among the top 8 based on what we saw the other day. To the intriguing young competitor from Vietnam, Vu Tien An is just 21 years old, but this gentleman from Hanoi, in his World Challenge Cup debut, has a shot at the podium on floor exercise. That's a lovely and very difficult beginning. Despite he's going to receive 1/10 of a point for putting one foot out of bounds. Still, when you count in the difficulty of that pass and how well it was executed, this is very promising indeed. Just pacing himself well, not rushing, not getting ahead of himself. Oh, but that was quite a fatigued-looking triple twist. Now he's got to slow it down and maintain his concentration. He does seem quite tired. Double pike, slightly under-rotated, takes the step forward. A positive routine, though, from Vu Tien An of Vietnam.
Performance on floor.
We may not see the same type of score from him for that we did see in qualification. His number was 13.2, and that made him the second strongest of all the qualifiers.
Athlete representing national team Vietnam is 13.2.
There's some wonderful qualities to his gymnastics. Look at the height and easy rotation on both of these skills in the first tumbling run. Very different, the front double twist into double front. Unfortunately for him, he did seem to spend a lot of his energy on the first 2 passes, trying to make everything as good as it could possibly be. And that cost him a bit in the second half of the routine. These aren't mistakes of technique. They seem like mistakes of fatigue. So as we wait to see where that display from Vu Tien An puts him, here is a look at Dimitar Dimitrov, the 29-year-old from Blagoevgrad in southwest Bulgaria. Just 2 weeks ago, he was 5th at the World Challenge Cup in Varna. It was his only major competition of the year so far. And here we have an opportunity to build for Dimitar Dimitrov. Meanwhile, the score for Vu Tien An, 12.7. That puts him in 3rd place. But we will see if that holds him there, because it is down 5/10 of a point from what we saw from him the other day.
Let's welcome Dimitar
Dimitrov of Bulgaria. A man who knows what it is like to stand on a World Cup podium. Opportunity knocks for Dimitrov here. Gorgeous opening display, double twisting, double layout, and that was just floated. Beautiful front layout, full to front double tuck as well. It's been a superb start for him. The question now is going to be, can he keep it going through the rest of the exercise? Only 8 skills count towards the difficulty score on men's floor these days. And he's one of the rare gymnasts who opts to do a scale to meet a requirement. He doesn't have to, but he has chosen to. 2.5 to front layout, needs to keep it in bounds and does. This has been very good from Dimitrov. And a beautiful full twisting double tuck to end. The height on those tumbling passes. My goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That was fabulous from Dimitrov. And this is the man who finished 6th in qualification. We might see a change to the leaderboard after that. He's always been known for his power, Dimitrov, and here he really unleashed it. The double twisting, double layout, very good. And then this stuck second tumbling pass was totally authoritative.
We have already witnessed dazzle routine demonstrated by Bulgarian athletes on floor.
2.5 to front layout. The change of direction, flipping backwards to flipping forwards, is one of the things that makes it difficult, but one of the most impressive elements in this routine was actually that dismount, because when you are so tired at the end of the exercise, it can be very hard to generate the momentum and speed that you need to do something like a full twisting double back. But that was no problem for him. The score to beat, 13.5, posted by Demdindorj Etushan of Mongolia. In qualification, Demdindorj and Dimitrov had very similar difficulty values, but we will see if Dimitrov hasn't been able to add a little bit to that D score.
For the next 4 athletes.
In the meantime, the next 4 athletes in this final will take to the mat to do their warm-up. We have 2 gymnasts from Kazakhstan, another Mongolian, and the leader from the qualification round. As we look at Dimitrov's score, 13.45, that puts him just behind Demdindorj Etushan. And so, no matter what happens here, that means that Demdindorj is guaranteed at least a 4th place finish, and maybe better. And remember that Demdindorj is the Mongolian who won his nation's only World Cup or World Challenge Cup medal 2 years ago. That came on vault, so there may well be history in the offing here in Tashkent.
Getting ready to show their
In the second part of the order, we will begin with the top qualifier, Humoyan Islamov of Uzbekistan. He had 13.5 just a couple of days ago, and that, if he were able to reproduce that, would tie him with Demdindorj Etushan. And just in case there is a tie, we would remind you that the score, the tiebreak, would come from the execution score. And it just so happens that Islamov had the highest execution score of anyone in the qualification. So, very interesting to think about. Also interesting to think about the potential of the 2 gymnasts from Kazakhstan who will perform 7th and 8th, Emil Akhmejanov and Altinhan Timirbek. Timirbek 5th in qualification. Akhmejanov was 3rd strongest. Both of them still very young. As we take a look at Emil Akhmejanov, he won a bronze medal on floor exercise in Varna at the World Challenge Cup back in 2023. He was only 18 at that time, And since then, frankly, we haven't seen too much of him. There is Mongolia's other competitor here, Himbayer Usukbayer. Humayun Islamov is a true floor exercise specialist. He won silver at this event last year in Tashkent, so you can imagine the hunger to get a title in his hometown in this competition. There's a look at our leader so far. Demdendorj Etushan already has his head in the pommel horse final, which will be coming up next. You see him on the right of your screen. What he's doing is he's actually visualizing his routine on pommel horse. To the top qualifier now, Humayun Islamov scored 13.5 in the qualification round. The 21-year-old is performing in his hometown, and he happens to be a floor exercise specialist. The silver medalist from 2025 here in Tashkent now steps onto the carpet. That's a very interesting beginning. The 2.5 twist to double front. He looked rather timid as he went into it, was really measuring where the 2.5 twist was going to end and trying to get exactly the right punch off the floor, and succeeded very well. He's a very experienced World Cup competitor. But here in Tashkent, it's the only place where he has ever won a medal. This dismount was very good in the qualification. It got the stick bonus. Let's see if he can repeat that. Double pike, beautiful. Humayun Islamov has them cheering here in Tashkent. The applause rings out from around the arena as the hometown hero shoots for gold. Let's have a look at this first pass. Here's the round off, 2.5 twist, very good, and then double front. Double layout, second pass, ever so slightly short. So he'll lose maybe 1/10, maybe 2/10 for that hop forward on the landing. Front double full to front layout, clean. And then the double pike, even though there's a slight bend in his legs on the second somersault, he'll have a small deduction for that, but he will get the stick bonus. He should get the stick bonus. 13.5 was the number for him in qualification, and that came with 0.3 of a point for putting both feet out of bounds. And so he was cleaner today, one could say. And he might be headed for a really nice score here. He'll need better than 13.5 to take the lead. Nervous moments for Humayun Islamov of Uzbekistan as he awaits his score.
6 as a score of
And he's done it. He's gone into the lead with 13.6. Humoyan Islamov is potentially headed for the podium. That pushes Demdendorj Etushan down into second place. Dimitar Dimitrov currently in third. What about Ihimbayer Usukbayer? The 24-year-old from Ulaanbaatar has been to many a World Challenge Cup final, but he has never won a medal. Could today be the day? A start comparable in difficulty to many of the competitors that we've seen. He will lose something, though, for both the step forward after the double front, and he'll have a 1/10 of a point penalty for putting his foot out of bounds. Clean second pass, though, and wonderful triple twist, stuck cold as a side pass. We see Vendish swings from quite a number of gymnasts. His very clean, very controlled. 2.5 twist to front layout. And a good high double pike to end for Ihimbayer Usukbayer of Mongolia. He's a gymnast who has competed all around in the past, but during the last several years, he's restricted himself to floor exercise, pommel horse, and vault, and has been in World Challenge Cup finals on all 3 apparatus. Interestingly, he has finished as high as 5th place on all 3. But as said, he has never won a medal. He and Demdendorj Etushan have been the Mongolian representatives. They have really put Mongolian men's gymnastics on the map. Pioneering gymnasts for their country, both of them. And we'll see both of them in multiple finals over the next 2 days. And the future is bright for the Mongolians, clearly. Ihimbayer was 4th in qualification. His score was 12.9. Very good execution score, above 8.0. And we'll see if that's not comparable to the score that is coming now. There in the foreground, Dimitar Dimitrov, currently sitting in 3rd place. At the moment, it's Islamov, followed by Demdendorj, followed by Dimitrov. And where does Ihimbayer fit into that puzzle? We've been watching him for many years now. His breakout competition was actually at the inaugural Junior World Championships in Hungary back in 2019. And then he finished 5th on vault at the Asian Championships back in 2023. The score now for Ihimbayer Usukbayer, 13.3. So he's up from qualification by 4/10 of a point, no less. But he is still in 4th place. So Dimitrov holding on to the provisional bronze medal with 2 competitors still to come. Third best in qualification was Emil Akhmejanov of Kazakhstan, 12.95, but that a score that came with a 3/10 penalty for putting both his feet out on one of his passes. What he will need to do in this routine is stay within the confines of the carpet. Let's see how he goes. good high double front out of a 2.5 twist. But again, he needs to keep it in bounds. No back handspring necessary to get up into the air for that double twisting double tuck. Very good from Akhmedjanov, as was the triple twist side pass. Very interesting round off to full twisting double tuck to end for the 21-year-old from Shymkent. Shymkent, a city in southern Kazakhstan near the Uzbekistan border, the third largest city in Kazakhstan. That was good work shown by Emil Akhmedjanov. Akhmedjanov appearing in his first World Challenge Cup final in 3 years. He won floor exercise bronze in Varna in 2023. But since then, we haven't seen very much of him, so it's a real welcome back, Emil Akhmedjanov, to major international competition. He could be up there with this routine. We'll have to wait and see. In qualification, 12.95 was his score, but again, that was with a 3/10 penalty. So he could be pushing up into the 13s, reliving the exercise, as one does right afterwards. He's been a gymnast since he was 4 years old. His grandmother actually first brought him to the sport, and he has risen to attain the status of Master of Sport in Kazakhstan. Very prestigious honor for elite sports people. The score is in, and it's a big one. 13.65 for Emil Akhmedjanov of Kazakhstan. He moves into the lead. One competitor left to perform, and it's Altinhan Temirbek of Kazakhstan. This man was 5th in qualifying, but he has the highest D score of anyone in the competition. So if he does what he is capable of and does it cleanly, he could be on the podium. Good start to this routine. There is the difficulty in the second pass, front layout full to front double pike, but he will have a penalty for putting those feet out of bounds. Solid 2.5 twist side pass. He should only lose 1/10 of a point in execution for the little hop on the landing. Oh, and he just seemed out of gas on the double twisting double tuck. In a competition that extends over several days, where you have to do the full routine in the qualification and then the full routine in the final as well or better, it can be a difficulty for gymnasts, and it was for him in this instance. He will lose a full point. Oh, and again, the full twisting double tuck. It's an exhausting exercise, this. And unfortunately, that has gotten the better of Altinhan Temirbek today. Still, this is a routine of great ambition. And when he does put all the pieces together, it's terrific.
Qualification score of Altinhan Temirbek.
He took the risks in this exercise. This is the second pass. Look at how he really strains to get the double pike around. And it was all going very well. But this, one of the penultimate passes, really, it's very difficult to do that kind of move on your 4th or 5th pass. It really is. Finishes with a solid full twisting double tuck. So it is not to be today for Altinhan Temirbek, who finishes with 12.5. And that means that the champion does hail from Kazakhstan. Emil Akhmedjanov earns 13.65 and the gold medal. In second place, Humayun Islamov of Uzbekistan. And for only the second time in history at a World Cup gymnastics event, we have a Mongolian on the podium. Bronze on vault 2 years ago in Sombate, and bronze on floor today from Demdindorj Etushan. For only the second time, we have a Mongolian gymnast on a World Challenge Cup podium, and it's the same one, Demdindorj Etushan of Mongolia. Silver today goes to Humayun Islamov of Uzbekistan. A fabulous result for the specialist from Tashkent. And the gold medal here reserved for Emil Akhmedjanov of Kazakhstan, the 21-year-old from Shymkent, back in a very big way. There is your champion representing Kazakhstan, Emil Akhmedjanov. The national anthem of Kazakhstan played in this occasion for Emil Akhmedjanov, the gold medalist on men's floor exercise. In his first World Challenge Cup final in 3 years, he wins it all.